Hello, everyone. Welcome to People on Dating. I'm your host, William Morales, and on today's show, I have Guirlaine, and our topic is a good one. It's online dating. And for those of you who've never been on the show or heard the show, it's called People on Dating, and this is a topical conversation of just the ups and downs, the good, the bad, the ugly of dating. And sorry that I have to say it that way, but it's true. So anyway, without further ado, Guirlaine, thank you so much for being on People on Dating. How are you?
Wonderful. Thank you for having me. Look
Well, it's
forward.
my pleasure. And this is a good topic because I've been on online, and I'm going to be honest with you, it's been more misses than hits. So I don't know what you have to say about that, but that's how I feel now, currently.
Gotcha. Yeah. I devoted about 2.5 years. I decided to invest 2.5 years in online dating. This was about 5 or 6 years ago. And you're right, it was a bit of a journey. And it's interesting because I'm hearing so many of the conclusions I came to, I'm hearing now, 6 years later, people going through the same thing. So, absolutely a lot of misses. Mhm.
Yeah, and I think the latest one that I was on, which was a few years ago, was it was called Our Time. So it
Mhm.
was for people 50 and over.
Mhm.
And I made my profile. I made sure I had up to date pictures.
Mhm. Mhm.
Not pictures from like 10 years ago or 15 years ago.
Yep.
Me. Some of my old pictures I did have was me playing baby sports and all that because I stopped playing sports almost 10 years ago. So I posted those pictures and I did get some hits. But the most frustrating part of it, Ghislaine, was where if a woman reached out to me and I reach out, then they reach out again and I reach out, let's say a second time, and I would say, hey, let's have a phone conversation. Let's
Mhm.
talk. And I would have some women say, oh no, it's too early, and they prefer the text
Mhm.
message thing. And I'm saying to myself, my God, what happened to verbal
Mhm.
conversation? It seemed like that's such a lost art. Everything is just text.
Mhm.
And to me, I don't mind texting if I'm saying, Guirlaine, hey, I'm going to be 10 minutes late. Just wait for me. That's
Mhm.
it. I don't need to call you for that. I could just text you. But if I
Yeah,
want to know someone personally and hear
absolutely.
their voice,
Mhm.
whether it's good or bad,
Yeah,
let's have a conversation.
agreed.
And I think that's such a lost art, especially even people that are older, like me.
Mhm.
They just want to get just text.
Yeah, yeah, I had the same experience, and it's so interesting because amongst women, we think men do that. We don't think women do. So I'm always amused when I hear a man saying, "No, women have done that to me as well too," and it really saddens me because when I was falling in love, we'd be on the phone for 9, 10 hours. We'd see the sun go up, and I think to myself, if we lose that as humanity, that is sad. That will be one of our undoing. To not be able to engage each other. What's the point of signing up for an online dating service if you're not really ready to get in there and have a conversation and engage with people? That's the point, is it not?
I agree 100%. In fact, as an example, besides Our Time, lately, Gerlane, over the last maybe 6 months to a year, I've met some women online and on Twitter.
Hmm.
Now, because of my real estate podcast that I have,
Yeah.
I post up a lot of shows on Twitter,
Hmm.
excuse me, or a lot of articles.
Hmm.
Anyway, so women have reached out and it's the same thing. Oh, my phone is not working. Oh, it's excuse after an excuse for not to get on the phone or even a Zoom call. Let me see what you look like. I don't mind. But at the end of the day, it's been really much a scam because some of these women that I've met
Hmm.
within a few weeks, not even a few weeks, maybe 2 weeks, less than that, they're asking for money. The last one, Guirlaine, that I met,
Hmm.
I think she was in Tennessee or something like that. She's telling me that, oh, she doesn't have any money for for
Hmm.
medicine for that time of the month, if you know what I mean. And so she says, oh, can you help me out? I'm like, really? Am
Yeah.
I that much of a sucker? So I just block it. But
Hmm. Hmm.
again, and the first thing I always say is, listen, I'm not much of a texter.
Yeah.
Let's talk on the phone. And
Hmm.
they'll always find excuses. So they're either A, they're really not who they say they are, or B, they're just looking to scam you. And so with my online situation and dating, I just got tired of it. So I just got off. I prefer now if I could go to singles events or speed
Mhm.
dating,
Yes.
that's my preference because at least I get to see the person one
Mhm.
to one.
Indeed, indeed. It saddens me to hear that people are using others' loneliness or desire for companionship to as a means to swindle. It's a pretty sad statement, but I wonder if there's the blessing in disguise of that is that it's forcing us to say, "Hey, look, I'm done with this artificial medium. I want to go back to the basics. I want to go back to just the fundamentals of just meeting somebody at a bar, at a party, through a friend, at the supermarket, through a matchmaker. Who knows? But I also hope that, especially the last year in the midst of pandemic, that we've done our own soul searching so that when we go out there, we're in a place where we can invite love in and we feel worthy of it and we feel confident to present our true selves and have a conversation and be across from the table. Now we can without a mask. So, so I hope that we've gotten to the place where we're ready to really engage and not play games.
Yeah, and I again, and I mean, first of all, I agree with you 100%. As much as online would be great because it
Mhm,
cuts time of you maybe going to certain places or you can't make it that day because you have things to do at home.
mhm,
You can do a quick
mhm.
match online, so
Yeah.
to speak,
Mhm.
and reach out to someone, or like I said, I've been reached out to, and I, I reach out. I say, hey, this is interesting. I read their profile. Okay, sounds good.
Mhm.
Let's talk.
Mhm.
And I don't want to hear excuses. You know, if you're online for a reason because you're online to meet someone just as much as I am. So
Indeed.
let's just cut through the chase and let's talk. Because
Mhm.
again, we can hear the voices,
Indeed.
whether it's a nice voice, a bad voice. I mean, I don't care, but then at least you can hear the pitch of someone's voice, whether they're
Yeah.
angry, they're happy, they're
Mhm.
sad. You're not going to get that in text. It's so impersonal. And
Absolutely.
I think, and I would, like I said, being online will cut, as they say, the middleman out. We could talk one on one, but just like I agree with you, it seems that that's a lost start. And going back to the basics might be the best way. But like I said, either through friends,
Mhm.
social events, business events, at
Mhm.
work, whatever. It's just
Yeah.
it saddens me that there's too many games played online now.
Yeah. I mean, it's not the technology. I love the idea behind online dating. I agree with you in terms of efficiency, right? So
Yeah.
we can kind of have each other's backstory and get a sense of this resonates with me, he doesn't resonate with me, and just safety to a certain extent too. So I can't blame the technology any longer. I really do think we have to look in the mirror at ourselves.
No, I agree there. Yeah.
Why would you not want to see someone? What's going on inside of you? Like, I just think to myself, if if I'm putting someone off, why am I doing that? What am I afraid of? Where's my insecurity?
And we all have them.
We all have them. Yeah.
I mean,
Mhm,
that goes
mhm,
without saying. The insecurity we all have. And I was talking to a friend of mine about
mhm,
that.
mhm.
And I said, unless you're Brad Pitt or George Clooney, you might not have any. But for the rest of the world that lives
Yeah.
in the 9 to 5 world or entrepreneurial world,
Mhm,
we all have insecurities. It's just part of
mhm,
life and part of
mhm,
growing up and part of
mhm.
just knowing yourself.
Indeed.
And for me, again, just to say, hey, let's get online.
Yeah.
If you don't want to talk, well, let's do a Zoom call. Let's do a Google Hangout, even
Indeed.
if it's 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And like I said, Guirlaine, it's excuse after an excuse. Oh, my computer's not working, or oh, I'm too shy. No,
Mhm.
you're not too shy to ask me for money, obviously.
Indeed. But Willie, but what? You're right. I mean, I think even George Clooney and Brad Pitt have their insecurities.
I
Everybody,
hope they do.
they
It'll
do.
make me feel
They do.
better.
It does. I mean, you can meet the richest person in the world, the most beautiful woman, and what they see in the mirror and what we see are two totally different things. That's just, I think I've come to the point in my life where I believe that to be true. And at the same time, what is it that what do you do to overcome that insecurity to the point where you can say to someone online, hey, look, I just want to have a conversation. I want to see you via Zoom. What do you say to yourself to get over that?
That's a good question. I mean, I think it's all self confidence. It's being confident in yourself. It's being
Mm-hmm.
secure with yourself. Again, no matter what we say, and thank you for George Clooney and Brad Pitt, because it makes me feel a little bit better. But seriously, to me, there's no harm in just seeing each other online. If you're afraid to meet in person, well, how
Mm-hmm.
about online?
Yeah.
They made the technology of the Zoom, Google Hangouts, whatever they are, Facebook
Mm-hmm.
Live now. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
there's tons of ways to meet someone, so to speak, face to face.
Yeah.
But if you have the insecurity, then you have to work on yourself, and then you have to be around friends that are going to support you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you can't go through life, saying, "Oh, maybe I'm not good enough, or I'm not
Yeah.
good looking enough, whatever." Because yes, I even heard about even beautiful women being
Yep.
insecure because
Absolutely.
and I've talked to a couple of them where I work at, and they say,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, because they guys don't approach them.
Yeah.
So then all of a sudden they get self-conscious. Is it
Mm-hmm.
me?
Mm-hmm.
Is it the way I look? Is it my body?
Indeed.
And then guys are saying, oh, we make assumptions by saying, oh, they probably have a girlfriend. Oh, they're
Exactly.
probably not going to like me anyway. Oh, she
Mm-hmm.
looks like a snob.
Exactly.
We hadn't even said a word to her yet.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
but getting back to online dating, like I said, I'm with you. I think the technology is amazing. I
Mm-hmm.
think it's a shortcut for now to at least to see each other, get to know each other.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I just got frustrated, Guirlaine, because after a while, I just dropped out of my time.
Yeah.
Again, it was for 15 over, and I
Mm-hmm.
was on maybe 4 months,
Mm-hmm.
and then they ask you questions like, "Hey, why you canceling?" And I said, "Because the women don't follow up. I
Yeah.
follow up, and
Mm-hmm.
they follow up, and then when I do a second follow up, then they don't follow up. If they have a boyfriend, then take yourself off the platform."
Yeah.
So that was my complaint, is the follow up. Don't
Mm.
reach out. If you're not interested, then don't reach out. I'm okay with that. So that was the frustrating part, is just the follow up from the woman's part. I'm willing to have a conversation, even if it has to be text at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're gonna reach out, let's follow up.
Indeed, and what's so interesting is I have a very good friend who found who's a man who's turning out to be the love of her life through our time. So for some, it works. I think it's the luck of the draw, like anything else. So there are certainly people online who are serious, like you and I,
Yeah.
about this endeavor and already and have done the work and continue to do the work. So I hesitate to kind of brush a broad stroke here.
Right.
But at the same time, as you say, both men and women, to be very clear, who do not, and the proportions of that are really too high, I think, to the point where you stayed 4 months and just had enough.
Yeah, and I keep on repeating it. It's just because of the follow up. I felt that I was wasting time. You
You,
know,
mhm,
you come home from work, or you come home from whatever you're doing, and then you get
mhm,
a few messages, and like,
yeah,
oh, so and so showed interest. Oh, cool. And I look,
mhm,
and you see the picture. You say, okay,
mhm,
that's part one. They have a
mhm,
picture. Let me
mhm,
read their profile,
mhm,
and then you follow up and say, hey,
mhm,
how you doing? How's it going?
mhm.
Now most of the time what I'm getting is from Twitter,
Yeah.
but again, some of the women that I met on Twitter, Guirlaine, they all been scammers, because they
Mm.
within a short period of time they're asking for money, or they're sending pictures that I know are not them. You know,
Wow.
one person sent a picture that I think her name is Dua Lipa. She's a singer, and
Hmm.
this person sent pictures that look just like her, and I'm like, this woman's having trouble getting men. You know, maybe
Yeah.
I'm making assumptions which I shouldn't.
Yeah.
But when I said, "Hey, let's talk on the phone,"
Hmm.
oh no, I love texting. Okay, then see ya. Then
Yeah.
I'm not. That's not me. I'm more of a conversational person. I want to know. I
Hmm.
want to get to know someone by
Hmm.
at least talk. If I can't see them for now, let's talk on the phone.
Absolutely.
Um, I know there's Facebook. I heard this Facebook dating. I haven't been on it, but a friend of mine, yeah, a friend of mine has is on Facebook, and he was telling me that Facebook also has, let's say, like a dating, site that you could
Hmm.
just reach out to someone and it give and you could, put your criteria like you do in any of these dating sites. So, and I haven't really, I just glanced at it one time. I guess my confidence is just not there for that. I'd rather meet someone again, hopefully with this pandemic, once it's, hopefully we eliminate it,
Hmm.
we could start meeting face to face.
Hmm.
Like I said, my alternative is to go to social networking events.
Hmm. Definitely. I've even heard of some relationships coming by LinkedIn.
Ah,
So we are using every platform you meet.
I am. I have Facebook, LinkedIn, and
Yeah,
Twitter.
yeah, absolutely. Whatever it takes, we are nothing if not resilient, and really will do anything necessary to be in a couple, to find or track love.
Yeah. No, no. I agree 100%. First of all, it's and we keep on repeating it, but it's the technology is there for us.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
And if
Mhm.
we are open to use it,
Yeah,
then let's use it.
indeed. Indeed.
And don't, there's no need to be afraid, or or like, we both agree, yes, we
Yeah.
all got insecurity, that's okay,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
let's get to know each other, because
Indeed.
if you found if one of your friends met someone,
Mhm.
then it's possible.
Exactly. There's
I don't,
hope.
yeah, there's hope. It's not impossible. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like you make businesses contacts online, and then from there you hope that you meet in person. Well, let's
Mhm.
do the same thing for love.
Indeed. Indeed.
Because I've been, and I don't know about you, Guirlaine, I've been to a bunch of singles networking events
Mhm.
where there might be 40 people, 20 guys, 20 women,
Mhm.
and I'll see 3 or 4 guys just sitting on the side.
Yeah.
So I'm saying to myself, why did you show up
Yeah.
if you're not going to engage? Excuse me,
Indeed.
for that, stay home.
Yeah.
you
Exactly.
know
Yeah.
but I think at least for online, it's an icebreaker,
Yeah.
because at the same time, right, going, if we go to dinner and then all of a sudden there's no chemistry,
Mhm.
now you're in that uh uncomfortable task of, okay, how do I get out of this?
Yeah.
I hate
Yeah.
to say it that way, but if you're online, you could just always say, hey, I got a call, I got to take this, and that's it. You cut it
Indeed.
short. You can cut it short, where if
Ex-
you go to dinner,
Yeah.
what you're gonna do now, you got to make conversations or something.
Yeah.
uh, so I think having the online presence,
Mhm.
it's at least at the beginning, it's an icebreaker.
Yeah. I keep hoping, maybe that'll be an entrepreneur effort for me, that there is a way to do online dating that also like emerges online with matchmaking. So there's somebody in between who is really kind of screening everybody to say, are you really serious? Are you going to follow up? Are you ready to be seen? So that even before you sign on to the app, there is this vetting process, if you will. Like, you're not going to get on this app if I don't have a conversation with you and see you myself, and so that the pictures you put in. I wonder if that would be useful to people, to really vet it and have these conversations, so that that on both sides people are serious. I'm just wondering how to make this work better.
Yeah, no, I
I don't
agree,
I don't
because
know.
yeah, no, you know what, Glenn, you hit it right on the head, because at you don't want, I know I don't want to waste anyone's time if
Hmm.
I'm not
Hmm.
serious, and we could
Yeah.
get it out the way at the beginning.
Hmm.
No, I'm not interested. You don't hurt anyone's feelings or whatever, but if you are serious and if you
Yeah.
are online and you say, yeah, I would like to meet, this is my criteria. I like to meet, 5 for 5, blah, 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 whatever.
Yeah. Mhm.
This is,
Mhm.
and I'm serious. This is my latest picture. This is not from
Mhm.
10 years ago. This is not me when I weighed 180, now 220,
Indeed.
um,
Indeed.
it'll be nice, like you said, to have
Yeah.
someone or something vetted, a vetting process where
Mhm.
it'll be just easier. That in other words, like almost like an automatic icebreaker. Hey, he wants to meet you, she wants to meet you. Great. Now let's just get a conversation going. Um,
Indeed.
is
Indeed.
this again? And hearing you, I'm gonna renew my faith a little bit in online dating a little bit more. Maybe it won't be a match or on
Mhm.
our time yet. Maybe I might try the Facebook
Yeah.
dating cycle that they
Mhm.
have there. And
Yeah.
maybe, so far Twitter's been, like I said, I've been like 0 for 7 on Twitter because they're all within a few days to a week they're asking for money.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, and I think that maybe that's the message, right? Don't give up. And one of the things I do with friends now is we have like an online dating support team. Because I really tell my friends, don't go online if you don't have support, because it can be a very bruising, difficult experience with people ghosting, with people misbehaving.
Yeah.
So to really have a support system so that you remember who you are, you remember how special you are, you remember how worthy you are, regardless of what's going on that side, to not take it personally that that other person has trauma and issues of that they're sorting through and you just happen to be taking it on. But to really not get discouraged, to not say, oh, love doesn't exist, I don't want it, I'm going to just settle, because I'm hearing that from friends who are scarred by that whole experience, and it breaks my heart. And I think, don't take it personally, don't become hardened by this experience. We don't need more of that. So if you go back in, go in there with a soft heart. You don't know. I mean, love is a beautiful thing, and a large thing. So if it requires work to get it, then we put in the work, because at the end of the day, it is worth it. We
Yeah.
have to remain soft. We have to remain, I think, hopeful.
I like having the support system because I think
Mhm.
that's important,
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
if you don't have it and you're on your own,
God.
it could be tough.
Yes.
Whether it's a business endeavor, a
Yeah.
personal endeavor, a work
Mhm.
endeavor, a nine
Mhm.
to five, you do
Mhm.
need, people to talk to, people to reach out to, and vice
Indeed.
versa.
Yeah.
Um, I listen. I think I agree with you. Love is a beautiful thing. I've been in love before, and
Mhm.
I mean, my God, when you're there,
Mhm.
everything seems to open up.
Yes.
It's, not
Mhm.
when you're like hardened and
Yeah.
depressed, and
Mhm.
you think
Mhm.
the opposite sex or
Yeah.
whoever you may is the enemy, and then they're
Yeah.
not. You got to open. I like your point. Open up. Have that soft heart, and if it doesn't work, okay,
Mhm.
next.
Exactly.
Just like anything else in life, it's always a numbers game.
Indeed. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's no need to give up. And
Yeah.
like I said, thank you, because you kind of woke me up a little bit, because even though I'm still on Twitter,
Yeah.
and it's more for business relationships than anything,
Mhm.
like I said, if I have these conversations, I'll lay it out on the line. I said, listen, if I'm going to go any further than this,
Mhm.
one, I talk on the phone, and
Yep.
two, I do a Zoom call. If that
Yep.
doesn't work for you, then
Mhm.
good luck.
Exactly.
That's you know uh,
Exactly.
I'm not a texting guy. I prefer, you got two options here, not three, two.
I think that's beautiful. I mean, again, it's here it is. You're either going to go or you're not. If you're not, then go find somebody who's into texting. That they exist out there in the world, but that's just not who I am. You
Right. So what would you tell your girlfriends or
know?
any friends, you just, even though you just said it, but
Mhm.
like going forward, whether it's
Mhm.
male, female, whoever,
Mhm.
about online, what would your what's the word I'm looking for? Your advice would be
Mhm.
for those who think that, online it's really a crock of what.
Indeed. I mean, I would say to change that perspective. perspective, that it's a swamp of some sort, and to really see the humanity, to see that we are humans who are insecure, and when we're insecure, we don't behave in the best way. So I think kind of putting forth the humanity of the person on quote unquote the other side, that person is essentially you as well too. So to maintain um, that generosity of soul, that generosity for the souls, because these are souls who are out there that you can't see, and that it's and you know, there's this beautiful book called The Four Agreements, and one of the agreements is to
Great
take
book.
nothing personally. Right?
Yeah,
It's a
that's a
wonderful
great
book.
book. Yeah, it's a
Wonderful
great
book.
book.
Yeah, yeah. And so that could be applied to dating too, right?
Oh,
Take
definitely.
nothing personally. It's not about you. Whatever, if the person ghosts, it's not essentially about you. It's not a statement on you. It's almost like taking a step back and kind of watching it as if you were watching a not easy, because the heart is involved, and where the heart is involved, it gets messy.
Yeah.
But you do need to have that more humanistic, less vested perspective. Otherwise, it's going to demolish you. It almost did me. I can say that from experience. It almost did me. And
Yeah.
it's not, I know for sure it's not for me. That has been made clear. And I'm supportive of my friends who believe that is for them. Those who have found love in through that vehicle. So it can happen. If you're going to do it wholeheartedly and do it with a soft heart. Would be my humble offering.
Yeah, no, I agree. Definitely give it 100%.
Mhm,
And
mhm,
it's funny. I'll definitely on the show notes. I'll put the book, The Four Agreements, because yes, that's a great book.
mhm.
Yeah, don't take things personally. Always do your best. Uh,
Yeah. Mhm.
I forgot the other two, but to be honest, is to don't take things personally is
Yeah.
to me like the first thing that I always remember about
Yeah.
that book. You know,
Totally. It's
uh,
hard. It's hard.
no, it is. It's hard. I mean, listen, I
Yeah.
was in a relationship a couple of years ago, and it didn't go well, in my opinion.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
and that was 2019, and 2020. You had the pandemic, so pretty much the whole year was knocked
Mhm.
off, and
Mhm.
now it's middle of the year.
Mhm.
And, I want to get back on the wagon, as they say, or jump
Yeah.
off the
Yeah.
wagon, wherever the right saying is. Um,
Yeah.
but I think the main thing, if you're going to go online, like Guirlaine says, have a soft heart, be open to it, be open to receiving, because
Yeah.
there's going to be times that you're not going to get, the person you want to meet. They're not going to
Mhm.
be, or they're not going to be. Unfortunately, they're not going to be authentic sometimes. So you gotta,
Yeah.
like you said, don't take it personal. It's on them.
Mhm.
If they're
Yeah.
having a bad day, a bad year, or whatever, and they feel like they need to
Mhm.
take it out on someone or try to scam someone, don't take it personal, because at the
Yeah.
end of the day, I always believe what goes around comes around.
Yeah. Mhm.
And just keep, as they say, keep on keeping on. Don't give up.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
And then there's always a lesson to learn too. So what lesson am I learning from this? What am I learning about myself from this experience? Why did this experience come? Like, how do I take the feces, if you will, and turn it into fodder and make myself better and more open for the love that I'm seeking? So there's a lesson in everything. And I think curiosity is important too. Even if you're managed to get to the point where you're having a date and you're having coffee or dinner, people are infinitely interesting. I always say I never had a bad date. And people are like, what? You're lying. I'm like, no, I'm not lying, because I just came with I would know within a minute that this was not going to go anywhere. So, but I was curious. What is your life like? What is it like to be you in this world? We live in the city with 8 million people. I want to know your story. I'm never going to see you again, but I'm curious about your life.
everybody does have
Um,
a story. Everybody does have a story, and I think that's a great point. And when you get to know someone and you ask them questions about themselves,
yeah,
9 out of 10 people are gonna like be glad to open up.
totally, totally. Yeah,
They're gonna want to say, yeah, I did this, I've done that, I
yep,
went here,
hmm,
went there. And if
yep,
it's the question, if the question is asked right at a
yep,
certain voice level,
yep,
people will open up. You
totally.
know,
And you lean in and you listen and you show that you're curious and you're not like looking around, but you're really present with that person.
oh yeah, just make sure
It's
you, if you when you do that, you're not looking at your phone.
exactly, like looking at your phone.
Yeah, and you're looking at, oh, let me see who texts me. No, no.
Exactly. Indeed.
Make sure, make sure your phone is in your pocket.
Put it in the pocket. Exactly. Like really look them in the eye. The things our parents taught us to be kind and considerate to people.
No, exactly. Well, listen, first of all, Guirlaine, thank you so much for being on People on Dating. This was eye-opening. Like I said, you gave me a little bit of hope. I have hope outside, online, the the hope is a little low, but now you gave me a couple of steps to go back up.
Good, good,
So,
good, good,
but
good, good.
anyway,
Yeah.
for those of you who have tuned in before, this is called People on Dating. This is a topical conversation about the ups and downs of dating. And for those of you who haven't, please go to our YouTube page or go to our Facebook page, which is called YouTube. People on Dating YouTube show. And please subscribe, leave a review, tell us how we can make this show better. I'm always open for ideas and for new people. And if anybody wants to get on the show, they can always reach out to me, peopleondating@gmail.com. And what do you think about today's topic? What do you think about online dating? Do you still want to do it? Have you given up hope? Go for yours. It's a big world out there, and like Guirlaine said, there's 8 million people here in New York City. But for those of you that are out of town, hey, you have your world there too. So anyway, guys, I want to thank Guirlaine. Guirlaine, thank you so much for being on. And again, please go to YouTube, look for us on People on Dating. Again, please subscribe, leave a review, and leave a comment. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time, Willie Morales, have a great day, everybody, and please stay safe. Bye. Today's topic, online dating. Is it dead? Is it still viable? Is it something that you still want to do? Leave your comments on our YouTube page. Tell us what you think. Also, when you get a chance, please join our Facebook group, People on Dating YouTube show. Leave your comments there. If you want to be on the show, let us know, or you can email me at peopleondating@gmail.com and pick a topic of your choice, and we'll gladly talk to you about it. Anyway, guys, I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Until next time, my name is Willie Morales. Thanks, everybody, and please stay safe. Bye.